Hi guys, today I have a game for you in my Tier 10 Japanese battleship, the Yamato. Now this is a very heavy Tier 9 game, but Tier 9s in my opinion do fine against Tier 10s. Now as you can see by the title, Slow and Steady. You want to try to play any long range ship, like the Yamato, Conqueror, even the Republic to an extent, kind of slow. You don't want to rush in there. You're not exactly the best brawling ship. And what makes this thing horrible at brawling is its turret traverse. They decided to use salt water to help the turrets turn instead of WD-40. I'm running legendary modules, so they added more salt to the water. But, I mean, it's got excellent long-range capabilities, accuracy. Your nice close brawling ships would be your curve first, and to extent the Kremlin. Kremlin does much better between mid to close range. Montana kind of is a jack of all, but it's much better mid range. And the Montana, in my opinion, is still the king of killing cruisers. But I'm sure, somebody could debate that. You don't necessarily want to rush in with this ship and start being the center of attention. You want to keep things at extreme range, like long distance phone calling. You want to keep things as far away as possible until about mid to late game, when your team is going to need that HP that you have been conserving. Now, you obviously try to punish ships at range that are broadside. You don't necessarily have to have your guns pointed in front, dealing with what's in front of you. Sometimes it's better to get those nice, good cross shots. Make these guys choose who they want to go broadside to. Is yay more replay bug. Uh-oh, sniffle. But as you can see, I'm trying to help out the guys at D more than I am trying to deal with the battleship / Yamato that is in front of me. Now, this thing has the nickname the Lulpine Machine because it overmatches everything. What people mean by it overmatches everything is it goes through every single ship's bow in this game, including the Moskva. There is a spot on those icebreaker bows that this shell can go right through. It's not an easy shot. It's kind of a difficult shot, but it still can do it. It can easily overmatch another Yamato. Anyone else has to shoot at the cheek. Now, I'm trying for plunging fire to come down on this Yamato instead of aiming waterline. That's what you want to do when you're shooting at range, is try to get plunging fire instead of waterline shots. Now, as you can see, I'm only going half speed. I'm going half speed this entire time. I'm just slowly creeping up. I'm letting my presence kind of be the deterrent. Hey, crap, that's a Yamato. That thing overpens everything. I don't want to be here. I'm using the reputation of this ship to my advantage. I'm also going to shoot into smoke because, you know what? You never know. Oh, look. You could get a hit, you can't get a hit, but you might as well do it. Manage to hit the Fletcher. Now, this ship will not overmatch anybody who's angling correctly and you hit its armor belt, i.e. the side of the ship. Now, I don't necessarily want to come out from this island. Why? There is one Fletcher. I do believe these Fletchers are in a division. This island is protecting me from torpedoes. Unless these torpedoes come from in front or from behind. And if the guy got from behind, hats off, well played to him. He recognized the situation, he saw on a map, there was a gap, and he went for it. I'm counting on the fact that he's not. Because we have every single one of their destroyers' last known positions. We know one was actively running away from us. Oh, sorry for the cough, guys. Now, we have an overwhelming force at D. The enemy is kind of collapsing back to protect their Yamato, who is quite simply being burned down. I don't need to do massive damage to that guy if, HE spamming ships are going to just burn it down. Just wait for these guys to deal damage to him and get rid of him. It's extremely early. I don't want to be close to destroyers because unlike other ships, these turrets just do not turn. Oh, look, torpedoes. Simply the act of backing up. I'm not a huge fan of just sitting and reversing and going forward and backwards, but that is the play style of the Yamato. But it's not done all game long. We're 7 minutes into this game. We're starting to get to the point where ships are starting to get low. People are taking damage. This is where you have to realize when you need to push with your ship to, well, especially battleships, but I mean anybody, when to push for your ships and who to shoot. Now, unfortunately, I was reversing, but here goes more torpedoes, which means I don't know the reload of the Fletcher off the top of my head, but I can guarantee you it is over 1 minute. I have 1 minute to get from here to the next island and push on to A. Simply because I saw those torpedoes. Now, there are 2 Fletchers in the area. So the second Fletcher, oh look, there goes his torps. We're getting C cap. We're also getting the A cap. Guys at D kind of maybe losing the battle, but you know what? There's a bow in Moskva. And you know what? With the lion over there, probably shooting HE, it's just a matter of time before the Moskva dies. There's the second Fletcher as yay more lag. Now I'm trying to kill the Donskoy. I'm going to prioritize radar ships over anything because, one, I don't want to listen to all my DDs bitch that there's so much radar, but because if I get rid of the radar ships, it really limits the excuses these guys have for not trying to get caps. Unfortunately for the enemy team, the Petro is AFK. You know what? I might as well take a shot because there's really not much more my rear turrets can do. I don't need to expose my entire ship to get all my guns to bear on every single target all the time, every time. You can use your rear turrets to shoot at something else. Now, unfortunately, I did miss the Fletcher. But like I said, just shooting at a DD will tell it, crap, that guy's willing to shoot me. I don't know how many times I've played a destroyer and I see a battleship not even shoot me when I've been spotted, and I think to myself, this guy's going to be an easy target because I'll be able to rush him, and at this point, it's going to be too late for him. I know he's not going to load the HE, especially if I'm near full health. He's not going to load the HE and want to shoot at me. Now, these torpedoes are going to hit because, you know what, the guy did play it well, and I'm just reversing and going forward. This is why I don't like just sitting still, per se, as Complout Neptune. Going to shoot low health targets over a full health target. Even though that thing is a radar ship, if he radars and all his ships are dead that can support him, it's only one ship shooting at a destroyer. Get the ships off the board. Also, his radar is not long. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. I can't remember. At this point, I'm getting all this Russian radar mixed up, but I believe his is the short. No, his is the long version. I think. I don't even know. See, I'm confused. I've got to check, but at this point, I'm not in the DD where it matters. I do know his range is 12 kilometers, and the short-range ones are spotted. Can stealth radar, so that's how I remember that. I do know the Donskoy is like a week and a half long radar and long range on top of it. Luckily, our Georgia comes in on him. But as you can see, I'm taking the lead. The Yamato has the best torpedo belt in the game, which is why I always decide to take torpedoes on the nose, because why utilize the best thing of my ship? But you know what? I turn into these torpedoes, fine, whatever. I've got the health. I've been preserving my health for a push. Now the guy's out of torpedoes. I ate some. I'm sure I maybe not have saved somebody. But you do know what I do know? My nose is now saturated. So anybody hitting my nose is not going to get very big damage. They're going to take damage from the overall health of my ship, not my nose. And you can tell my nose is saturated because it's completely blackened. It's looked like it's been destroyed compared to the rest of the ship. And you can clearly see the line. Now, for those of you who don't know where the cheek shot is at, it's right in front of that damage line, looking from the top. If you see it, it's right there. That is the cheek shot everybody talks about if you don't know. Now, I really wish I could take control, but I can't. It's this right here. So if you see a Yamato that's got a damaged nose, your shells can't come right in and hit its citadel. It's not easy to do at long range. It's easier to do when it's closer. The other thing about a Yamato, if you got a Russian or not a Russian, but a rushing battleship, i.e. somebody coming in fast on you, your turrets don't move very fast. So you can usually get away with the drive-by. Shoot the destroyer, get it off the board. It's more torpedoes coming. But even if these torpedoes hit my nose, the worst thing is going to be the flood. As, you know, of course, I just let it go harmlessly right by. But if I was going to not try to avoid the torpedoes, I would clearly try to eat it on the nose. I will go broadside to a battleship to avoid torpedoes. I will rather have the chance that this guy won't hit my citadel than take guaranteed damage. It's just something from the good old days of floodings lasting forever and torpedoes hurting an awful lot. Fletcher torps will hurt. Now I noticed our Mogador was chasing down the Fletcher. His torps just went by. I know I'm safe to turn in. I will go right through the Iowa's nose. I won't have a problem with that. It's a fairly easy shot. But the guy did start angling up more. I myself have an issue shooting correctly when ships are doing that. But luckily for me, the Lion decides to stay broadside. This isn't the best idea, buddy. I may have screwed up my shot, but you're still broadside to a Georgia and a Yamato. And as you can see, just by conserving my health, I'm able to be the lead of these pushes.
Our team has taken the lead.
I'm able to take the damage. Like, oh no, more torpedoes. I believe it's an Ostrogatland, maybe? I don't even know, but I can still afford to take a torpedo hit over our cruisers, potentially. Definitely over our destroyers. And I won't have a problem screwing up a Petro. Even if he goes nose in, he's not going to last long against these shells. Now, what I don't want to do is do what I'm doing here, is giving him too much broadside. I need to go nose into this guy because I need to force him to go to AG. As you can see, he hit my ship, and the shell just clearly bounced off. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a good return in on my shells due to him actively turning. But there's 2 ships left. I'm on C. He's not bringing me down anytime soon, guys. It's just not going to happen. He's not even targeting me.
5 minutes.
There's too many of us shooting him. And unfortunately for me, I noticed that the last ship is the Summers. But look, I don't need to do Citadel damage to do massive damage, to do high damage. As luckily the Mogador just rushed him and killed him. But you gotta remember, playing a Yamato is a slow, steady pace. You don't want to rush in and get yourself killed. And you don't want to sit so far back and never use your health to help your team to victory. You need to push in eventually with your ship and start using that health to potentially help other people. 3 hits, 4,000 damage, AP. I'm still more of a big believer in AP on destroyers in a battleship because of the guaranteed damage over HE and just completely wrecking him, but it is what it is. Now I'm using the island to kind of cover me up, to protect myself a little bit, get some more health back, possibly avoid the torpedoes, because these guys aren't going to win, and the last thing I want to do is really take a flood and potentially die. No reason to take unnecessary damage. Get the cap, get the EXP. That's another thing that was going through my mind. You know, I'm not going to kill this guy, and if I do, it's going to be kind of luck-ish. Especially still maintaining AP, because all of, or most of my shells would have to have hit him. Now, it's time for the post-battle results that I've finally gotten correct. I do hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I do hope you take something home from this. I do hope you learn something. Remember, your long-range battleships, it's a slow and steady pace. Don't have to sit in the back, but you're going to have to push up eventually. As you can see, there was maybe only a couple times when I actually went full steam, but for most of the game, I was only going at half speed, pushing forward. I do appreciate all the support you guys do give me. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Getting winded, guys. Getting old. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.